Hi everybody, welcome to Art 101. This is gessoing part 2. Anyway, I had to put my gloves back on. So, why would anybody gesso canvases anymore? Okay, let's get you know, it's an old-fashioned thing. I mean, what does it really mean? And why do we still do it? Why is the old-fashioned way of doing this so very important? Okay, I'll give you a good reason why. These are 10 by 10 canvases. The average canvas to an art store at a 10 by 10 with heavy duty or medium duty bars is going to run you about $14.99. Unless you get them from China, then they're going to be like $6.99 or some stupid thing like that. Okay? So, I'm going to toss in one that I wanted to cover up and go from there. So the first one I'm going to do is probably this one here. And once you've got a painting on it, if it's not varnished, and even if it is varnished, you'll be able to gesso over top of it. There's going to be some lines to it, so you might have to do a double coat, but it's recycling is all that is. Okay. Set that off to the side here. Put this one in here. And it doesn't matter whether it's a 10 by 10 or a 20 by 30, any of those things. The process is exactly the same. But why do we do this? Why is this, what I'm doing right here, still as prevalent today as when they first started doing this? Okay, one, cost, that's definitely effective. And two, gives you an idea of the structure of painting that you don't normally get anywhere else, because you're learning from the ground up how to do this. Now I am going to do this one first because it is so big and we're in the Arizona sun or Arizona heat. But you can see the process is still the same. Nothing changes. I'm actually pushing really hard into the canvas to make sure that I get it all there. You know, so I'm just packing it in to these corners and everything. Okay, so besides the obvious, why do we still gesso? Because one, it gives you an intimate knowledge of the painting that you don't get when you just buy. And lately I heard somebody complaining because the gesso on their store-bought canvas was peeling off, and that's because they didn't understand this part here. And when you don't understand that part there, you wind up not understanding why, when they spray gesso on, why it doesn't adhere to the canvas. When you apply your gesso this way, what are you doing? You're grinding it in to the fibers of the canvas, which means it's a more permanent structure. Now typically when I'm painting, I just do a single prime canvas, but you can see by me doing this, you know, that it's going to be on there for a long time. Feather my edges, take a look at the canvas, make sure all the edges are, because you're going to get schmutz around there, so you might as well go through and do it. You're going to find voids that you didn't think were there, so you want to pack that. You're going to come here, corners, and more excess. You're going to take that excess off. Set your canvas back down. And because you did that, you want to feather that top part. Now, how hard was that? How hard was that to do to create a beautiful canvas that you're going to be able to paint and work with? Now, a lot of people don't gesso the back of their canvases, and that's okay too. But I do because I want that to be mine from the front to back. So when you look at one of my canvases, yeah, they have gesso on the back. They're, you know, they're packed in there. But what are you seeing? You're seeing a canvas that is originally done from mine from the staples up, which means I chop and join my own bars. And at some point, I'll do that over the place where I chop my bars, and we will discuss that in a bit. Right now, I'm just trying to get these canvases done. And be liberal with your gesso. Don't just be, try to be stingy with it, because remember, you can't learn anything by just being careful. You'll learn more by just doing it. So by doing this here, you learn more by the physical trait of gessoing than anything else. Okay? But the who and the why, I mean, I know exactly how my canvas is going to react when I put paint on it. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a good secure canvas. And this again falls into the realm of you know, just your tools, learning skills, getting experience to know what you can get away with, what you can't get away with, experience so you actually can apply all those things, and then success, gesso canvases. And you can follow that philosophy all the way through your art careers. You don't need to have a big old degree to make a living or be successful as an artist. It just depends on what direction you want to go. And I've always been a real proponent for education, but not the education you get through these colleges. They are not teaching you to survive in the art world. Your degrees mean nothing in the art world. And how do I know this? Well, I've owned galleries in Santa Fe. I've had work all over the world. I'm shown in 15 different countries. And not one country ever asked me, and when any museum I've ever been in has ever asked me to see a degree. So let's just clear that up right now. Now you might see me sweating here really heavily because we are in the Arizona sun, and right now it's about 100 degrees. So that's another reason why I want to get these done, knocked out, and I'll probably go in and die. So, but there's method to my madness, and as you can see, 2 at a time, 4 at a time, 10 at a time. I've tried it a bunch of different ways. Whatever you choose, I would suggest doing 1 at a time so you do it right, and building your speed based on that. Basically, correcting your mistakes as you go along the way, so you're not making them at the end. Okay. I'm going to put these back together like this. I think Art 101 is really important for everybody, because what you learn in your great basics will follow you your entire life. So it's really important to get this down now. A little bit slow on the uptake, so I'm having problems with the gesso drying. That's okay, because even though I glaze over top of my sketches, so this doesn't even bother me. And we'll talk about that. That's another experience, learned skill that you will learn from me. Okay. Remember, you're inspecting your canvases approximately 3 times before they go out in the sun. Whew. It is warm when you're cleaning up this excess gesso, you're really inspecting your canvases as you go on. Making sure that everything is done. Whew, holy heck, dying out here. And if you've done your job right, you're not going to have to worry about schmutz on your canvases. You're not going to have to worry about figuring out what you can work with, what you can't work with. But this is just one way of doing this. I'm sure there's a million other ways, but this is the way I do it. And since this is my channel, I'll do it any damn well way I want. Okay, but I guarantee you, if you do this way, you're not going to be mucking around trying to figure out, you know, what the next, how many canvases you can do an hour. As you see, I did 12 here in this short time, or actually more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10. And just remember to double check your canvases, make sure they're feathered out across the top so you don't have any lips on there, raised areas. Okay, I'm going to have to stop because it's too, I'll let these dry and I'll come out and do the rest of them. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. This is how I do it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make comments below. If you have any questions, post them below. Don't be afraid of trying this. You know, you don't have to buy your gesso by the 5 gallons. You can actually buy it by the gallon. Whew, gee. And I'm going to let these dry, come out and finish the rest of those. And as you can see, I got, what, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go. And those will be done as fast as these. So, keep it out.